My form needs some serious help, probably in more ways than one. But today, we're talking about elbow drop. Elbow drop is when your throwing elbow collapses downward toward your body instead of driving forward to lead the throw. For me, it's caused my disc to hit my chest, leading to inconsistent throws, and even causes these weird little air bounces. Now, Max, don't you wish there was a way for you to get professional help? That way you could stop doing this? Well, sure, but that's why I have YouTube. Well, sure, but then you're always wondering if those drills are right for you. With an app like Formero, you can pick from the top coaches. They'll look at your exact throw and give you tips and drills on how to improve it. Okay, you might be onto something. Through this app, you can choose from pros like Tristan Tanner, Luke Taylor, Robert Burridge, hopefully I said that right, and many others, so you can get a detailed breakdown of your form and how to improve it. So in this video, we're gonna see if it can help improve my form, and more specifically, my elbow drop. All right, so step one to Formero is submitting our form into the app. So I thought I'd bring you along with me while I do that. They ask for 2 angles, one rear angle that's about chest height, and then one from the side. They also ask if they can be in slow motion. So this is just gonna help them, I assume, really break it down for us. And once we have that submitted, that's when, I don't know how long it'll take, but that's when Tristan will see it. Then he'll basically draw on it to tell us what we're doing right, what we need to work on, and then a few drills to work on. First, what I'm gonna do is the side view, getting my whole body. They also want them on a tripod, so stationary. And then they ask, of course, if you can trim it. That way it's not a lengthy video like this would be. That looked great from the side. Now they just want one directly behind you. I'm actually really excited to see what they have to say. Also interested to see how long it takes for him to make the video. I think that will be something good to note in this video. I think those will do just fine. So now let me just show you how we're going to submit these, and then we wait. I already trimmed down the clips. Make sure you do that. These guys don't want to watch you take 5 minutes to throw. And then you could basically tell Tristan what you want help on. So I'm going backhand. Actually, I'm just going to put max distance. Here's what I told him. I said, I need help on backhand form. My elbow seems to drop quite a bit, putting the disc on a nose up release. Ultimately, I'm looking for more distance. On good days, I max out at 400 feet. Processing. I hate watching loading screens. As a society, we have gotten so impatient. I wonder if he's going to say anything about my X step too, because my X step is really long. All right, and then you just submit the footage. Pretty cool. I will get back to you guys when I get the reviewed footage. We got our review back. All right, here we go. Now, it did take about 7 days, which honestly I feel like is not bad at all considering Tristan is a pro athlete. I'm sure he's a busy guy. My biggest worry was that I was going to get the same tips I've heard 1,000 times on YouTube, but it was completely opposite. In fact, he gave me some good things to work on that I had not even thought about or would have ever worked on. So that's exciting. The review is about 7 minutes long, so I'm not gonna play everything, but I'm gonna go over the biggest takeaways, and you never know, pay attention, because these could help you too. So the biggest thing he said was that I reach back a little too high. I never thought I did. And because I reach back too high, my wrist is above my elbow, which means when I come through, I'm getting back to the power pocket, but to do that, I have to dip my elbow down. And then when I release, that's why I'm getting that like nose up lift. If you guys have seen a bunch of my videos, you've probably seen the disc do that, but it's because I'm coming from high to low to like, I guess, level or high again.
You're starting with the disc, you know, kind of maybe a little bit above belly button height. And then as you go to your reach back, the disc comes up above that line. And then as you go to pull through, the disc has to come back down into that spot. And by the time the disc actually is, you know, going through the power pocket or getting deeper into the power pocket, you actually get back to a pretty neutral position.
How I'm showing you is a little bit more dramatic than it actually is, but that's what's happening. And then I also lean pretty far back when I reach back. So he'd like me to be taller in the chest all the way through the throw.
Relative to that body position, you're actually reaching kind of upward. So, you know, if you kind of turn the video sideways and you get your body position straight up, then all of a sudden that reach back is actually pointing up in the air a little bit, and that's just kind of an awkward position for the body to be in. I'd like to see you try to kind of stay a little bit more upright through the whole entire throw. And this is the other thing that I think is causing a little bit of inconsistency in terms of that elbow dipping.
One thing that I was aware of, but he also mentioned, was that I do shrug up this shoulder. So there's a ton of tension there when there shouldn't be. And I gotta learn to keep it a bit more relaxed. And I think that will even give me some more distance between the disc and my chest if I could just not shrug this shoulder up. Now, obviously, we want to fix the elbow dipping, and his fix sounds super easy, but I guarantee it's not going to be. But simply, he wants me to reach back lower. And if I reach back lower, then my elbow is higher than my wrist, and then my elbow has to lead. I don't think it's able to dip if I reach lower. So I thought that was like such an easy tip, but something that like I would never have thought of.
One of the main things that I think would be helpful for you is to just get your peak reach back position down. Instead of being so up high here, I'd like to see you try to reach a little bit lower down.
He also goes to say that at peak reach back, my wrist is already above my elbow. So if it starts there, it's probably going to end there.
And then this is also where you can see, just as you're going into your reach back, you know, the disc is already above your elbow line. And so if you get into that position as you're reaching back, you're more likely to have that position on your pull through as well. So
honestly, I liked that he didn't give me too much to work on, because I'm the type that if you tell me like 5 things to work on, I will immediately go out to the field and I'll try to work on them all at one time. And if you've tried changing your form, you know this is not the best way to go about it. So I greatly appreciate him kind of just sticking to a few of these, one big one, which is the reach back, and then those 2 kind of like smaller detailed ones. The drill that he gave me to do was a progression drill. So stand still, 1 step, and then 2 or 3 step, I don't know, a normal throw, I guess. And then of course to film that and to analyze it and try to get better with it. I'm excited to take this out to the field. That's where we are headed next. So I'll see you tomorrow, see what we can do. All right, guys, step 3, the last step. Let's put it to the test, see if it helps us. One thing that I can tell you for certain is that we are not going to learn this form change in a single day, let alone the first couple of hours. But today, we are just going to test this. I'm going to go through the progression. So stand still, 1 step, and then a full throw. I'm going to spend about 20 minutes on each step, and we're going to film it. We're going to look at it, see if my elbow is staying up, see if I can even get my reach back down. I guess my one kind of worry is that when I reach down, I almost feel like that's going to automatically put me on hyzer. And so I don't know how that's going to work out, or if I just bring it back into the power pocket flat. That could be, I don't know yet. I also want to bring up that I have been kind of working on my own form change besides reaching down lower, and that is I've been reaching back with the disc pointed down. Gannon Burr has talked a little bit about this. I think Slingshot has a video about it, but they reach down and that puts the elbow in a better position. So when they come in, the elbow's up. I've been trying this and I feel like it's been working. Tristan did not say anything about this, so disclaimer, but I'm going to keep on doing that and reaching back that way. But I am going to also try to reach back lower, like Tristan said. This is just going to feel just insanely awkward. I don't know quite how I'm supposed to keep my posture up while also reaching down. This feels very weird. And he said kind of belly button height, so that's what I'm going for. That felt really good. That was decent. I think that's like the hardest thing. Like I want to reach down, but I don't want to hunch over. And I also need to get it back to flat. So what I notice is that I feel like my elbow isn't terribly down, but I'm still super tense in this shoulder. So I'm losing a lot of space between the disc and my body. That was about 20 minutes of standstills. Is that enough time? Absolutely not. But for the sake of this video, I'm just kind of flying through these. It's really going to be up to me on my own to make this a real correction. This time though, we are doing one step. I'm a bit nervous. I think it's going to be hilarious to see where these discs go. But that's what we got to do. Balancing on the back leg, stepping forward, arm down, belly button height. I think this is about right. Oh, yep, that's what I expected. There we go. Man, I just kind of kept going. Let's go. That was sick. Dang it. Oh, can't even keep my balance. It's such a simple thing, but it takes so much focus. Like, I genuinely can't just throw it. I got to focus about every movement. The swing path right now is everywhere. I really just want to resort back to up here because I know they would come out so much better. I don't know, guys. This is not going very well. Looks like I've never thrown a disc before, but it's all part of the process, okay? Embiid says, trust the process. All right, guys, so I actually decided not to do the full throw. And this is mainly because I felt very uncomfortable out there. So I just ended up doing a couple more standstills and one steps. But in the future, I'm going to have to do a lot more. When I got back here and looked at the footage, I was pretty surprised. You can definitely tell that I was reaching down lower. And when I came through, my arm wasn't as dipped. It was more parallel with my chest. I did notice, though, that I am still shrugging up this shoulder, which leaves me still like kind of collapsed in a way. So that is definitely something that I need to work on. But overall, I was pretty shocked because out there it felt awful. The discs were going everywhere. I'm like, this is not working. But after looking at the footage, it seems like my arm is at least slightly in a better position. So that's exciting. It's just going to take so much more time and practice to get it down. Shout out Formero for the review. I am excited to see where this takes me and see if my backhand gets any better. If you guys haven't checked out the Formero app, I suggest doing so. Again, you can pick from pro coaches, which is pretty awesome, and you get your results back fairly quickly. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.